Hey everyone, it's Teacher92 here and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new then welcome. Thank you to everyone joining me today. I hope you're all well. A couple of things I wanted to say before we get into this video. I know this is my first upload in over a year and I'm really sorry about that, but I am back now and I will be regularly uploading, so there's that one. Next thing is, if you are not good with sexual assault or people's lives being taken, especially when it comes to children, please do not watch this video. Please just click off right now, or if you're triggered by that sort of thing, just please click off, because this video will not be for you. And finally, if Alicia's parents do come across this video, this is not to bring up all the pain and the suffering again, the horrible memories, everything that they've been through. It's nothing like that. This is purely for awareness, to get this monster's face out there, to make sure that people never forget what he has done ever. So that's that wrapped up. Now, where do we begin with this disgusting monster? Because I can't even say human being, because he is not at all. I think the way that I'm going to do it is I'm just going to give like a prequel. Hey everyone, I just wanted to add in really quickly while I'm editing. I was just doing some more research to make sure that I had all my facts correct, to make sure that everything was included that I could include. And while I was editing, I realised that I forgot to say that Aaron was 16 at the time that he committed this crime. And also, I was just scrolling through an article that The Sun had written recently, and the next part that you're about to hear about the sexual allegations apparently has turned out to be true. So that is now confirmed to be true. So everything else could be true. I don't know. Things are still coming to light as this is going on. Now, there was also another bit of information that Aaron's current girlfriend has chosen to stand by him. So make of that what you will. But I just thought I'd add this in. So sorry, you can get back to the video now. Bye. So I was researching for this video and I came across a website called wikiofficial.com. Now, I don't know if these allegations are true, so don't take it as gospel, but I just wanted to have this in there so that everybody has all the information about him. And this sort of, if these allegations are true, then it sort of gives you the insight into what kind of person, well, I can't say person, what kind of monster he is. So on this website, it said at age 6 years old, Aaron Campbell, which is who we are speaking about today, sorry I forgot to say that, at 6 years old, he tried to drown a girl in a swimming pool at a public leisure centre. It also goes on to say that he had also allegedly been caught trying to set fire to a house and buildings. And finally, but not lastly, Aaron allegedly also assaulted a girl and took a compromising picture of her, and he then proceeded to show one of his friends the picture. So if those allegations are true, then it just shows you the kind of dangerous character that he is, and how he will always be a danger, especially now that everything's come to light with what he has done. So a lot of people will know what he has done, a lot of people might not, a lot of people don't watch the news, so let's skip forward. And we will go to the 2nd of July 2018. Now, Alicia was 6 years old at the time. She was from North Lanarkshire in Scotland, but at the time she was enjoying a short holiday, and she was spending some of that time with her father and her grandparents on the Isle of Brute, which is in Scotland. That was until Aaron Campbell decided to break into her grandparents' home and then abduct Alicia from her bed, walk half a mile away from the grandparents' home with her, and took her to some secluded woodland area, at which point he... Oh, this makes my stomach turn. I'm really sorry. At which point he then sexually assaulted Alicia and he then took her life. And if that wasn't disgusting enough, he then abandoned her body. So after abandoning Alicia's body, Aaron proceeded to return home as if nothing had ever happened and carried on as he usually would, and even tried to cover up his tracks. I will insert the CCTV footage so that you can see, and I also did a voiceover so you sort of know what he was sort of up to and whatnot at the time. So I'll insert that here now. Okay, so obviously in this CCTV footage we see Aaron coming back in the early hours. I believe this is when he goes in and he takes a shower, strips his clothes off, and then when he comes back down he returns in shorts, no t-shirt and bare feet. And I believe this is when he goes to get rid of the clothes that he was originally wearing. There he goes, leaving. And then a short time later we see him returning after he's done whatever he's gone and done. As you see here. So then he returns, returns back home. Then we see him leaving again. And he's got a torch and he's fully clothed with shoes on this time, and this is when he goes to retrieve his phone from the scene, which he had forgotten, I believe. And then we finally see him return for the last time. After all these events had taken place, Alicia's body was found later on that morning, and obviously following this there was a post-mortem that was carried out on her body, and it was horrifying. Not only did she suffer all of the horror and the fear and the pain that this monster put her through, but in the midst of it she also endured 117 injuries in total. And for me, that's just gut-wrenching and sickening to think about the whole ordeal. We need to move on. Let's go through some of the information about the trial. The trial lasted a whole 9 long days, during which time Aaron completely denied ever meeting Alicia. He denied that he murdered her, and at one point he even tried to blame Alicia's dad's girlfriend, who was 18 at the time, and this was done as a special defense tactic. However, given all of the evidence that had come to light, so the CCTV footage that was handed in by his own mum, then there was the clothes of his that were found by members of the public, and obviously DNA and whatnot. So the evidence was overwhelmingly stacked against him. He had no chance anyway, whether he confessed or he didn't confess. He was going to go away for a very long time either way. But he only decided that he was going to confess during the break before the verdict, is what I read somewhere. And what I'll do is I'll insert the actual footage of the sentencing so that you can see that.
You were found guilty of the abduction, rape and murder of Alicia McPhail, a 6-year-old child. Merely stating that fact is horrific enough, but the circumstances surrounding these vile crimes and the manner of their commission have quite rightly aroused revulsion and disbelief that these sorts of things could happen. Meanwhile, you attended a party at your own home, consumed alcohol, and then, on your account, to which I will return, went off in search of cannabis. It is difficult to imagine the distress which your family must have suffered, not only when she went missing, but when the awful news came in that she had been found dead. I have read statements by her parents and grandparents in which they have tried to express their loss and the emptiness which greets them every day. I have never before seen a police officer almost break down in the witness box, so affected was he by the sight. Posted an image of yourself in a mirror while making a joke that you had found where the murderer was hiding. The arrogance and callousness of that is breathtaking. Despite the overwhelming evidence against you, you did not plead guilty but elected to go to trial. It is symptomatic of your staggering lack of remorse. Not once during the trial did I detect a flicker of emotion from you, and that was also the experience of the professionals who interviewed you for the purposes of the reports, to which I will turn shortly. It does not go too far, therefore, when I say that I was shocked, a clear picture of a cold, callous, calculating, remorseless and dangerous individual. However, I think it right that the public, and more particularly her family, be given some flavour of the contents. Dr. McPherson noted that you presented your account in a matter-of-fact manner. Amongst other things, Dr. McPherson records that you told him that you had consumed 1.5 bottles of wine between 8 o'clock and 8:30. He records that when you saw Alicia, your reaction, according to you, was as follows, and I quote, "A moment of opportunity. All I thought about was killing her once I saw her." You said that Alicia was drowsy and became a bit more awake when you went outside. At one point, she asked who you were and where you were going. You said you were a friend of her father's and that you were taking her home. But you explained that after you murdered Alicia, you threw your bloodstained clothing into the sea, had a shower, and then went back where you left her to retrieve your phone. Dr. McPherson reports that you told him that over the next few days you were totally unconcerned, other than to be mildly amused that the police had not arrested you. Two other aspects of his report are worth mentioning. The first is that you told him that at points during the trial it took everything to stop you laughing and you had to zip your mouth. The second is that you volunteered that you were quite satisfied with the murder. The only sentence I can impose on you is detention without limit of time. I am conscious that you are a child. Nonetheless, the punishment part will not be as long as it would have been had you been an adult. Your sentence will run from 6 July 2018. You will be detained without limit of time, and I fixed the punishment part at 27 years.
So now you've seen all the footage and things like that. The trial took place on the 21st of March 2019, and obviously as of right now when I'm recording, we're on the 23rd of May. And on the 14th of May 2019, Aaron's appeal had been granted, and apparently they had been granted on the grounds that his legal team argued that the life sentence with a minimum of 27 years being served behind bars was too harsh. Let me just repeat that. It's too harsh. I'm sorry. I think he should have got a lot longer. I don't think this man should... sorry, not man. Monster. I don't think this monster should ever see the light of day again. He has no remorse. He has been stated to say that he's very satisfied with taking the life of Alicia. You know, he taunted police, thinking that they would never find him. And to top it all off, he even said that he had to stop himself from laughing through the trial. That's how disgusting and despicable he is. He should never see the light of day again. He is a danger to society. He always will be a danger to society. And on the flip side of that, what about Alicia's parents? Alicia's mum's only in her 20s, and I think her father's mid-20s. So they'll be late 40s, mid-50s, if he only spends a maximum of 27 years in prison. But yet they're the ones with the life sentence because they've lost their child, which they can never replace or get back. It's all right for him. If he gets out, he can have a new identity. He can have a new life. He can carry on as if nothing ever happened. But they're missing out, you know. They're never going to see their little girl go to big school. They're never going to take her away on holidays abroad or, you know, do new exciting things with her. They're never going to see her stressing over her GCSEs and finally passing and seeing the delight on her face. They're never going to see her graduate. They're never going to see her prom dress or see her go to prom. There's going to be no wedding. Her dad's not going to walk her down the aisle. And they have to live with that for the rest of their lives. And I think it's pure injustice. He needs to get longer. And if they decide that it is too harsh and that he gets less of a sentence, then they are letting down society, and they most definitely are letting down their parents. And then on the other side of it, God knows what's happening to Aaron's parents, because they must be getting some of the backlash because of their son and his actions. So God knows what hell they're going through. I did read a news article heading that apparently they had disowned him, which and so they should. They should have nothing to do with a monster like that. He has ruined a lot of people's lives and he has no remorse whatsoever. He's only thinking about himself. And you can tell that he's only thinking about himself because he was only sentenced on the 21st of March and he's already appealed against his sentencing. And it just feels like he wants to taunt people. He wants to rub it in their face. Look what I did, you know, and not let it rest and not let the families grieve, you know. It just feels like he wants to keep dragging everything back up and rubbing it in. It's disgusting. And they should never have granted his appeal in the first place. They should have looked at it, laughed at it and thrown it in the bin. It should never have been accepted unless they are planning to give him longer. Because if they shorten his sentence, I don't care if he's 16, he's still responsible for his actions. Nobody else is to blame. He is the one to blame. He did the actions. He chose to go ahead with them actions. So he must bear the consequence. I'm sorry, I'm so angry about the whole situation. I feel so bad for the parents. My heart breaks for them because all they want to do is grieve properly and move on with their lives and start trying to rebuild some sort of life for themselves. And they can't all the time that this monster is taunting them. So what are your guys' thoughts? You know, let me know in the comments below. And write some nice comments down below just in case Alicia's parents do ever see this. You know, give them some words of encouragement in their time of need, you know. And I just want to wrap it up. Like, before I go, I just want to say my thoughts and my prayers are obviously with Alicia's family. I really, really hope this appeal will be the last that they hear from Aaron for a very, very long time. And I really hope that once all of this is put to rest, that they can finally start rebuilding their lives and start grieving properly for their daughter. That's all I can really say. I'm really sorry for their loss. You know, my heart bleeds for them. It really does. I cannot imagine what they're going through, the pain and the suffering. But anyway, guys, this was a really heavy video. I know, I'm really, really sorry. But I felt like I had to make it, you know. It needs to be out there. Once it's on the internet, it's there forever. So there's no way that he's going to take down every single video that's ever been made about him. It's just not going to happen. So everyone will know what a monster he is, regardless. If you watch this whole video to the end, then thank you so much. I know it was a really, really long one, but I really appreciate you sticking with me. And keep a lookout for my new videos. They'll be coming weekly now that I'm back. But until next time, stay safe, everyone. Bye.